expert Harley Lippman. Harley, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you because this is a complex issue. I mean, we have this kind of temporary pause happening. It's just during daylight hours. We, of course, want to see a ceasefire. We want to see lasting peace. Like, is this enough, just a few hours to get this aid in? And why is Israel doing it?
Well, they're doing it and allowing aid in because there is a humanitarian crisis, and Israel is trying to help the Palestinian people there. They're not at war with the Palestinians or at war with Hamas. And in understanding the crisis there, we have to realize that Gaza is the most fortified place in the world, not only because of booby traps and tunnels and an underground city with a subway with tunnels that's larger than the New York subway system, but also because they're protected by Amnesty International, by Human Rights Watch, by the New York Times, and by student demonstrations. So it's created a situation where there's accusations of genocide. So Israel is, and that's not the case. I mean, for one, Israel has the military power to wipe out all the Palestinians almost overnight. So if they really wanted to commit genocide, they would have done it, and they could do it. So it's clearly not the case. But they're trying to get aid to the Palestinians. The problem is Hamas steals the aid. That's the problem. So you have a lot of, it's conflicting, because then you get some Israeli groups that are trying to stop the aid because they feel it's crazy to give aid to your enemy while you're fighting a war and your enemy is trying to slaughter you. So they're doing that.
You just said something that I want to bring back up, that Israel is not at war with Palestinians, they're at war with Hamas. But we can't deny the human toll this has taken on innocent people in the region. And you just brought up another point I want to get to, that that Hamas is stealing this aid oftentimes, so it's not even reaching the right people. But the question is, does any amount of aid reaching innocent civilians, is that worth this? Because I feel like one person, if you have one person there, one person doesn't die of starvation, that seems like it should be enough to allow this to go forward.
Well, that you raise a very valid point, and that's the argument that says do it, because if you could save some lives, even though we know Hamas will be stealing it, then let's bring it in. And I think that view is what is prevailing. But just think of the other side of the coin. Think of World War II. While American soldiers were being shot at and killed, can you imagine if there was an American organization that said, oh, we want to drop food and supplies to starving Germans and Japanese while they're killing Americans? That's kind of a tough thing to swallow, while you're at war and they're killing your own people, that you want to send food there, that the majority of it is going to go to resupply the resources of the enemy so that they'll kill more of your own men. So, it's and according to that school of thought, they say, look, we need to help the people of Gaza, but first be clear, we need victory. And with victory, you'll have peace. And then you'll have a rebuilding of Gaza like a Dubai or a Singapore.
So President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken are going to be meeting with the NATO Secretary General this week. We, of course, know Israel's not a NATO country, but it is a non-NATO ally. Of course, this conflict is going to be the top of the list of what they're going to talk about. Can you give me an idea of what you think this conversation looks like, and whether or not we're going to get any sort of actionable advice out of it?
Well, I think one thing that'll come out of it is the alignment indirectly of Israel with NATO nations. And what I'm referring to is when Israel was attacked by Iran and hundreds of rockets were fired at Israel, here you had NATO nations. You had England, France, and Italy helping to defend Israel. And again, as you pointed out, Israel's not a NATO nation. And you had non-NATO nations like Jordan and Saudi Arabia also help out. So I think it's a realignment of interests where Western countries are saying that we've got a new muscular axis of evil, if you will, Iran, Russia, China, and North Korea that's really attacking our basic freedoms with their militarism. And we need to figure out how collectively we're going to work together to deter this axis of evil, as I'll call it, from being even more aggressive.
And there's another one of those World War II sort of comparisons right there with the axis of evil. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on what that meeting looks like. Harley Lippman, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.